In this video, we're going to look at how to identify the main verb of a sentence. First, let's define what a sentence is. A sentence is essentially someone or something, which is the subject of the sentence, doing or being something, which is the main verb. That's all you need to have in a complete sentence is a subject and a main verb. So let's look at two extremely simple complete sentences. Jennifer slept. Here we have someone, Jennifer, doing something, sleeping. It is cold. That's another complete sentence. We have something, it, being something, cold. And the main verb here is. There are three types of main verbs. The first one is the most common, and it's an action verb. My brother screamed at his cell phone. In this sentence, there's an action. There's some screaming going on. So that's the main verb of this sentence. And there are hundreds of main verbs around. Ran, wants, thinks, supposes. Now, many of them are fairly obvious that they're actions, and that's a word like ran. But don't forget that there's lots of abstract kind of actions. Wants, thinks, supposes. They don't really seem like verbs, but they can be the main verb of a sentence. The second type of main verb is a linking verb. And it's a little bit more unusual. A linking verb links the subject, in this case, Megan, with a word or words that describe the subject. In this case, happy. Megan is happy. So our verb here, our main verb is. And this is a form of to be. Many times a linking verb will be a form of to be, like is, are, were, was. But they can also be seem, becomes, become, appear, appears. All of those are linking verbs. And the last type of main verb is when you have an action or a linking verb and a helper in front of it to make it grammatically correct. For example, the salesperson was reviewing my order. So here we have an action reviewing. So there's some reviewing going on. That's part of our main verb. But also look in front of it to see if there's any word or words that are helping it become grammatically correct. In this case, was. So in D2L, if they ask you what the main verb is, the entire main verb in this sentence is was reviewing. So let's look at some other helper plus action or linking verbs. Can review, should review, will be reviewing, could be. There are lots of helper and action linking verbs. Now, it's really important to remember that a main verb of a sentence cannot be part of a modifier. And when you looked at Sentence Discovery and played with that app, you'll notice how to identify modifiers. So it's important to eliminate those modifiers. So here we have a sentence, Jason was running for the bus because he was late. Now, there are lots of different words here, word groups. In this case, we have for the bus. That's a prepositional phrase. That's a modifier. We can eliminate that. We know it's a modifier because of the word for. And also because he was late. The word because tells us that this is another modifier, and we can eliminate that entire word group. And notice that this word group has a verb in it, was. But make no mistake, that verb, because it's part of this modifying word group, cannot be the main verb of the sentence. So the main verb of this sentence is was running. It's a action verb with a helper in front of it. So how to identify sentence parts? Again, it's really important to play with the Sentence Discovery app, and that will help you identify subjects, main verbs, modifiers, conjunctions, and objects in a sentence.